In November or December 1971, no one knows exactly when, a man hijacked a plane going from my hometown, Portland, Oregon, to the universally despised city of Seattle, Washington. He chatted up a stewardess, demanded 2 parachutes, $200,000, and more legroom. D.B. Cooper jumped from the plane into the frigid November air, the only person to ever get away with skyjacking, and he's never been found until now. The mistake the FBI and other amateurs made is that they tried to find D.B. Cooper. I was going to have D.B. Cooper find me. D.B. Cooper loved Playboy magazine. I don't know if he just read the articles, but I'm pretty sure he hijacked to the pictures. He sent messages to the FBI by cutting out letters from this Playboy magazine and this one. And if D.B. Cooper liked Playboy models, I knew exactly how to catch him. They say you can catch more flies with honey than vinegar. Well, I was going to catch his fly in my honey. I posted the ad online, and then I waited. And finally, I got the reply I was waiting for. As I suspected, he was still living in Portland, so I arranged to see him the next day. But since I had his address, I decided to show up early. What you are about to see is the first interview with the infamous hijacker, D.B. Cooper. We know a lot about what happened on the plane, but what I'm interested in, and I think what everyone is interested in, is what happened after you jumped. Traveling by airplane back then was much different. It was a luxury to fly. People dressed up, and the stewardesses retired after they turned 26 years old. Fascinating. But you had $200,000 strapped to your chest. You were in a parachute. You jumped out of an airplane. What happened? Well, let me tell you, the food on airplanes is terrible. Why does airline food have to taste bad? Have you ever noticed that? Although these days you're lucky if they'll give you a meal on a plane. I had a Salisbury steak once, but it tasted like hamburger on rye with Swiss cheese. That's a patty melt, that's not a Salisbury steak. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Walk me through the first 2 minutes after you jump out of the plane. Do you lose the money? Do you pull your chute at the right time? Do you get injured? What happened? The first 2 minutes, you jump out of the plane, what happened? I remember after I jumped, I was in a hotel room, hijacking to a Playboy, when I thought, wouldn't it be fun to send a letter to newspapers by cutting out individual... Yes, we know all about the letters. We know everything that happened on the plane that's been documented. People have been interviewed. Everyone knows about that stuff. Well, I want to know, you're the only person that can tell us what happened when you jumped out of the plane. It was really cold out. It was a frigid November, and we were at a higher elevation due to airline travel. And you'll never guess the only thing I was wearing. A suit coat. Yes, we know you were wearing a suit coat. That's all you had with you. So you're there and you're about ready to jump. What happens? What did you do with the money? Nothing. I mean, you went to Reno. Did you, or the strippers, gamble it away, invest it in Microsoft? What? I mean, seriously, what happened to the money? At least tell me that. I knew that the FBI knew the serial numbers on those bills, so I never spent them. You never spent, like, even a $20 bill? I put them in a suitcase and placed it under my bed. I didn't want to risk getting caught. You hijacked a plane and you parachuted out, but spending that money seemed a little too risky to you? Well, when you put it that way,
If you took that $200,000 and just put it like in a Roth IRA and let it collect interest, it'd be worth like $4 million now.
But I couldn't have jumped out of a plane with $4 million. It would be too heavy.
So where's the money now?
The money? It's in the same place it's been for 41 years.
It's just sitting in a suitcase under your bed in your house right now. $200,000 under your bed. No one else is home.
See you in 40 years.